12th April 2022. Morning Murli. Shanti. BapDada. Madhuban. Sweet children, you children are like the Father, the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. You must not cause sorrow for anyone through your thoughts, words, or deeds. Give happiness to everyone. Question. You children change from human beings into deities, and so what should your main dharana be? Answer. Let each word that emerges from your lips make human beings become like diamonds. You have to become very sweet. You have to give happiness to everyone. You should not even think of causing sorrow for anyone. You are now going to the golden aged world of heaven where there is nothing but happiness, where there is no trace of sorrow. You have received the Father Srimad. Children became removers of sorrow and bestowers of happiness like the Father. Your business is to remove everyone's sorrow and give them happiness. Song. Take us far away from this world of sin to the world of rest and comfort. Shanti. Children, you heard the song. You children know that you are making effort to go to such a new world where firstly there is no Maya and also where no one causes sorrow for anyone through thoughts, words, or deeds. That is why the very name is heaven, paradise, Vaikuntha. The pictures of the masters of the world, Lakshmi and Narayan, are also shown. Pictures of the subjects are not shown. There are the pictures of Lakshmi and Narayan, which prove that there must have been such human beings in their kingdom. They were the masters of heaven in Bharat, when there was no trace of sorrow. No one caused sorrow for anyone through thoughts, words, or deeds, nor does the Father cause sorrow for anyone. His name is glorified as the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. He sits here and teaches you children. Everyone in this world causes sorrow for one another through their thoughts, words, or deeds, whereas everyone there gives each other happiness through their thoughts, words, and deeds. No one except the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, can make you into the masters of heaven. There definitely was heaven. Just look at what has been created through science here. Look how aeroplanes, motors, means cars, and palaces, etc., are being built. Science will be useful there too. It is not that paradise will emerge from beneath the ground. It is shown that Dwarka, means the golden city, sank beneath the sea. Whatever goes beneath the sea will erode and end. Everything will start again from the beginning. Since you are claiming your kingdom from the Father, do not have any thoughts in your intellects of causing sorrow for anyone through thoughts, words, or deeds. This is the kingdom of Maya, and storms will come into your minds, but no thought of causing sorrow for anyone should enter your hearts. At this time, everyone causes sorrow for one another. They think that it's happiness, but it is sorrow. The time everyone away from the Father. The path of devotion is fixed in the drama. No one understands this drama. When those people recite the scriptures, they may think that they are giving knowledge. People think that by doing chanting and tapasya, etc., they will receive liberation and liberation in life. They show a variety of different paths. They say that they have been performing devotion for a long time, and this is why God has to come. We say that God has to come when devotion is about to end. He comes to give the fruit of devotion. They all come in the line of devotion. That cannot be called knowledge. There cannot be salvation by having knowledge of the scriptures. They do not have the knowledge of the beginning, the middle, or the end of the world. You now understand that Bharat became heaven through this ancient knowledge and yoga, and that was definitely God who taught it. Human beings cannot teach Raj Yoga. The easy Raj Yoga that God taught was later made into scripture. God Himself sits here and explains this knowledge. The one mistake in the Gita was the name being changed and a different time being mentioned. You understand that God is teaching us the knowledge of Raj Yoga, the knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world is not mentioned in any other scripture. They have written that the duration of the cycle is very long. Human beings continue to study those scriptures. The Father has explained this is the human world tree. At first, there are few leaves on the tree, and then they gradually increase. Human beings are shown as leaves of the various religions. In fact, all the Vedas and scriptures, etc., are leaves of the Bhagavad Gita. That is, all the scriptures have emerged from that. You know that the new tree is definitely being established. In a storm, some very quickly wilt and fall. You know the foundation of our deity tree is now being laid. Those who establish religions do not know they are laying the foundation of the Christian religion or another religion. It is understood later on that so and so laid that foundation. Here you have to change from thorns into flowers. You understand that you have to become deities. You have to give happiness to everyone. You should not even think of causing sorrow for anyone. Each word that emerges from your lips should be such that it makes human beings become like diamonds. The Father gives us knowledge, and by imbibing this knowledge, we also become like diamonds. In fact, why would a teacher cause sorrow for anyone? A teacher teaches everyone. Yes, it is explained that if you don't study properly, you will lose out for 21 births. You have to make effort now for 21 births. You have now found the Father whom you were remembering on the path of devotion, calling, O God. Sages and holy men all remember Him. There is only the one God, but they do not know who He is. Sri Krishna was the prince of the golden age. No one would say that he was the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness for all. The Sri Krishna soul, who was in happiness, is now in sorrow. This cannot be said of God. He is beyond happiness and sorrow. He does not have a human body. There is nothing but happiness in that which the Father establishes. That is why it is sung, remover of sorrow and bestower of happiness. You understand that in the kingdom of Ravan we were unhappy for half the cycle. There was temporary happiness, otherwise, there was nothing but sorrow, which is why sannyasis say that happiness is like the droppings of a crop. That is because all are born through vice. There must have been the pure household path in which there was no vice, and that was surely in the golden age. The very name is heaven. That is the path of the pure household heaven, and then when they became impure, it is called the impure, corrupt path, hell. The play of happiness and sorrow is predestined. Human beings now experience happiness one moment and sorrow the next. They do not understand that there is constant happiness in heaven, that not even a trace of sorrow remains, whereas here there is not a trace of happiness. To enlarge in vice is to experience sorrow. This is why sannyasis have renunciation. However, they belong to the path of isolation. In the golden age, there was the family path. That was Shivalaya, physical images of the deities. Lakshmi and Narayan, etc., are shown in the temples, seated on the thrones and decorated with crowns. Only in Bharat is there the community of deities, the kings and queens. It is not like that in any other religion. There have been many kings, but not double crowned. The kingdom starts from the beginning of the golden age. There was the original, eternal, double crowned deity religion. How was that religion established? Only you children now understand all of these things. By following shivbaba's directions, you became removers of sorrow and bestowers of happiness. Your business is to remove everyone's sorrow and give them happiness. If you cause sorrow for anyone, then who would say that you are the children of the remover of sorrow and bestower of happiness? A thought first comes into the mind and then it is created. You children have to become very sweet. God is teaching you, but unless your behavior becomes divine, how would human beings have faith? It is written in the Gita, God speaks, I come to make you into Narayan from an ordinary human being. God definitely comes at the confluence age. God speaks, I teach you Raj Yoga. So surely there must have been the destruction of the old world. This is not the task of Sri Krishna. They have shown the Trimurti, but have omitted Shiv. Then they say that Brahma has three faces. So where did Brahma, the one with one face, come from? How can a human being have three faces? The father says, you are my sensible, wise children. You were those who ruled over the world. Baba is now making you soul conscious. Now consider yourselves to be souls. Baba takes everyone back to the land of liberation, bodiless. You came here and adopted bodies. Adopting different bodies, your habit of body consciousness became firm. Now consider yourselves to be souls. I, the soul, have played a part of 84 births. This is now the last birth. Talk to yourselves in this way. The Father says, became soul conscious. You now have to return home and then go to the golden age. You are now making effort to claim the kingdom of heaven from me. When you forget the Father, your mercury of happiness doesn't rise. They have made a very big mistake in the scriptures. They have omitted shivbaba. They worship him, but then they say he is beyond name and form. So, whom are they worshipping? Whom are they remembering? They say the soul resides in the center of the forehead, but they do not know whose child the soul is. I, the soul, sit in the center of the forehead and play a part through this body. I make this puppet dance. There is the dance of puppets. A puppeteer makes them dance. First of all, you have to become soul conscious and imbibe whatever the Father explains. And the exhibitions first give the Father's introduction. Say, He is the Father of all. He is incorporeal. The other is corporeal, Prajapita Brahma, the Father of people. We have two fathers. You understand that there is a worldly father and also the father from beyond this world. One is limited and the other is unlimited. The new creation is now being created. We are claiming our inheritance from shivbaba. You should make these things form by talking to yourselves in this way. I have to become soul conscious. I go to shivbaba to study. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is incorporeal, whereas Brahma, the Father of people, is corporeal. You are Brahmins, the mouthborn creation of Prajapita Brahma. Brahma has adopted you. You are the new creation, the Brahmins, whereas the others are physical Brahmins. They teach physical pilgrimage and you teach spiritual pilgrimage. Your children are now becoming elevated. The godly mission is to change you from degraded to elevated. Human beings cannot make you elevated. In fact, yours is the true committee of those who eliminate corruption. Just look who your leader is. The Father says, I have come again to teach you Raj Yoga. It is the same confluence age. I now make you into deities from human beings. You understand that you have now changed from Shudras into Brahmins. Brahmins are the top node. Brahma is also top node. The one who enters Brahma cannot be seen with these eyes. Everyone else is visible. Your intellects understand that the incorporeal Father is teaching you. Brahma needs Brahmins here. They cannot be in the subtle region. They are adopted here. Corporeal Brahma becomes subtle Brahma. This is something that needs to be understood. If you have first understood the aim, you can sit anywhere and still study. You have to listen to the Murli every day. If you miss it for even one day, there would be a great loss because very deep points emerge every day. Diamonds and jewels continue to emerge. If a first class jewel emerges and you miss it, there would be a loss. Regular students are very accurate. If you do not make effort well, you cannot claim a high status. This is very high study. They have given a veena to Saraswati and a flute to Sri Krishna. In fact, they gave that to Krishna by mistake. It should have been given to Brahma. You understand that this is the mouth of shivbaba. Krishna has no connection with Saraswati. They have confused everything up. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says, Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, I, the soul, am making this body, the puppet, dance. I am separate from this body. Practice thus and become soul conscious. Second point, be regular and never miss a Murli. Be very accurate in the study. Blessing. May you be seated on the heart throne of the Comforter of Hearts and remain constantly safe from any upheaval of Maya or matter. Explanation. The place to remain constantly safe is the heart throne of the Father, the Comforter of Hearts. Always maintain the awareness. It is my great fortune to be seated on God's heart throne. Those who are merged in God's heart are seated on the heart throne are constantly safe. No storms of Maya or matter can shake them. The memorial of those who remain so unshakable is Achal Ghar, means the home of stability, not Chanchal Ghar, means the place that moves about. So be constantly aware that we had become unshakable many times before and are unshakable even now. Slogan: to become an embodiment of knowledge and an embodiment of love is to put the teachings into your form. Om Shanti